All right, Shalom. All right, let me get straight into this lesson. So the Spirit moved me to go into this subject matter, going back into this assimilation. Right, you've been totally stripped from everything you know, and you've been given someone else culture, the so-called white man culture, and that's what you copy. That's what you mimic today, down to the nitty and the gritty, the smallest of matters to the biggest of matters. Right. So I'm gonna get into this video, then I'm gonna break all this lesson down. I'm gonna break this whole lesson down. And this is why most of our people still see so-called white Jesus in their mind.
Like somewhere between third grade and like sixth and seventh, we just weren't cute. It just wasn't happening. From birth, we're told we're not good enough. Our skin color is not good enough. Our names aren't good enough. Our hair isn't good enough. So as you get older, it's harder to feel like you can be beautiful because you feel like all of the things that are on your outside are what's wrong with you. And other people are looking at you and saying that's also what's wrong with you. They don't like your hair. They don't like your skin. They don't like the person that you look like, that you were born as. Like they make you modify yourself just to go to work, and that's the hair that grew out of your head. So I would say that Black women face a lot because of the fact that we have to always go through the
Listen to this right here. This is the most important part of this video. Check this out.
emotions and kind of adapt, but like assimilate more to cultures or whiteness. To
There you go. Cultural assimilation. So you speak English, you dress a certain way, you think a certain way. And this is why most of our people are Christians. This is why most of our people still see Cesare Borgia in their mind, so-called white Jesus. This is why most of our people still love their oppressor. You got something called Stockholm Syndrome. It's deep. So they stripped you down from everything that you knew and gave you their culture. That's what you copy, from the smallest of matters to the greatest of matters. And you don't even know you brainwashed and indoctrinated. Back this up one more time. And this is why so-called white America get real offended when we go into the injustice, the crimes and atrocities that they have done and they continue to do. They do it in a more sophisticated way now. Now it's done with the pen, right? And the sword, but mostly the pen. But they'll put you to death if you go to one of those sundown towns as well. Back it up.
kind of adapt, but like assimilate to cultures or whiteness to feel like we can belong or to feel like we are beautiful.
Well, there you go. So this is heavy. This is a profound thing that's going on with this truth. Waking our people out of this coma, this illusion, this matrix. Get into this lesson. And this is why, this is why we've been sent to this earth, to wake you up out this matrix, this illusion. Right? So Matrix, what does this mean? What is the movie Matrix? People watched it for the special effects, but the movie is deep. That's what this system is. It says at the top, it says the meaning of matrix is something within or from which something. Give me 1 second. Right here at the top, Salakia. It says symbolically, symbolically, the word matrix comes from the word Maya, which means illusion. Illusion. So this is an illusion. Money is an illusion. Everything that you've been taught is all an illusion. You've been indoctrinated. So they taught you from, you being born, this whole culture, and they've groomed and molded your mind. Especially our women. Most of our women are gone. They've been indoctrinated. Ain't no coming back from this. It's only for the women and the men that the Lord chose to wake up, indoctrinate. It says teach a person or group, and a lot of this indoctrination came from our parents because they parents taught them, and they parent. You get what I'm saying? It says teach a person or group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically. If one of these beliefs was Christianity, right? Let's go here. It says brainwash. It says persuade. Right here at the bottom, it says to persuade someone to accept an idea by repeating it and showing it to be true. So repeating these things all the time. So let's get all into this lesson. Let's get deep. And most of our people have a Western mind. What is a Western mind? What's Western thinking? Especially our women, right? So you go into something like the multiple wife subject, and it'll make our women lose their effing mind because they've been westernized. Their mind has been groomed under this Edomite culture. Western thinking, right, is a philosophical tradition that originated in ancient Greece and Rome, Edomites, that has evolved through Central and Western Europe, all Edomite nations, and the Americas. It's characterized by a number of key features, including so the way you think, the way you analyze, what you wear, the way you talk, everything, you know what I'm saying, at the top. It says Western political thought has evolved from the ancient Greco-Roman ideas, right? So this is Greco-Roman culture that has been infused inside of this so-called American culture. Let's go here. Let's go break all this down. Let's get deep in this. I'll do this for another day. Let's go here. So, for instance, breakfast, you've been taught to eat 3 times a day. That's a program that you've been taught. But really, you're not supposed to eat that much in one day. And in our culture, if you say you believe in the Bible and you're Israelite, you're supposed to fast. We even got a particular high holy day where we fast for 24 hours called the Day of Atonement. But most of you people don't know this because you wasn't taught this, right? When you don't eat no food and no water for a whole 24-hour period. But you see this American diet, this American culture is death. And they put pork in everything. Look at this. They give you this sugary orange juice, right, that's been processed. They give you this processed food. That's why our people lead in all the diseases, right? Obesity, you know what I'm saying? Diabetes, high blood pressure, you know what I'm saying? Eating this pork, this abomination, high processed corn syrup that's in the so-called orange juice and syrup and all this, But who told you got to eat this in the morning? So most people, this is what they eat in the morning. Why they eat this? Because this is what they've been taught. They've been indoctrinated to this. Who said you had to eat breakfast? Let's keep going. And breakfast, when you go into the word breakfast, it means to break fast, right? 30-year mortgage. So this is what our people, this whole system has been given onto them, and they don't know better. They don't even know what a 30-year mortgage comes from. You don't even know what the word mortgage means. Let's go into what the word means. A 30-year mortgage is a death trap, right? When you go into the word mortgage, it goes into a Latin word, mean mortis, means dead, right? Then you go to the word gauge, it means pledge. So when you put the word together, right here, death pledge. That's what it means. The word literally means dead pledge, Shalakia. And this is why people get into these things, because they don't know what it properly means. Now, they're gonna try to spin it right here, like right here. If you read to the top, it says the term mortgage refers to the idea dead when the debt is paid or when the borrower fails to meet the terms of the agreement. So that's how they try to cook it. But really, when you go deeper, it means dead pledge, right? So they mean like pretty much this is like a trap. 30 years to pay off a house with interest. So you paying like, I think you're paying like double. It just depends on the interest rate. So people are paid double and triple like these student loans. You know what I'm saying? It's all to keep you in bondage. That's why they got the interest rate on now. That's usury. But yeah, death pledge. So going back here to 30-year mortgage, this was people No, that's why people strive to do these things. You mean to tell me you got 30 years, right, to pay a house off that you're gonna pay double and triple for the actual house? You know how much could happen in 30 years, and most people don't really make it to pay their house off, right? It's a dead pledge. All right. I put in who invented 3 meals a day. It says so this goes down to everything you've been taught, especially in so-called Christianity. It says at the top, the 3 meals a day tradition, right, has its roots in the ancient Greeks, which would be Edomites, who would eat bread soaked in wine as soon as they woke up, followed by a midday lunch and evening dinner. Did you know this? Right? So this comes from the ancient Greeks, which were the Edomites. So everything you've been taught is a lie, man. This all nothing but a big matrix. And I put in right here. So in our culture, we fasted sometimes. It says yes, the Israelites fasted often. So you people don't know this. These people live to eat. They eat when they're happy. They eat when they're sad, and that's why it leads to obesity. It leads to all these different diseases because they're eating processed foods as well. You know what I'm saying? But this is not our culture to eat all day. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we wouldn't even eat it in a day. We'll eat probably 1 or 2 meals. I actually eat 2 meals a day, you know, in some cases, you know what I'm saying? Like people don't know what real money is. Let's go to this word money, the etymology of the word money. It says money. So people think these greenbacks of what they see today as money and on their debit card. That's currency when you go into it. It's not money, but they'll call it money. But when you go into the word money, that's why you got to look into what words properly mean. The word money at the top comes from the Latin word montia, monetia, something along those lines, which means coin. So gold and silver and copper and different metals was because that's real money, not worthless FDRN notes, Federal Reserve notes, right? That's not real money. It's only money because they say it is, but it's really actually called currency. So people, okay, let me go here. Let me show you what real money is. Right here it says, yes, gold and silver are considered real money. It says, check this out. It says gold and silver have value that is inherent to the metal itself, rather being declared by a government. So this government, which going back into the Federal Reserve, the international banking families, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, you name them, they the one created this fake system. Going back into the Babylonian money magic, they just create money out of thin air. It's nothing but monopoly money. You get the game of Monopoly, you get this so-called money. It's the same thing, but they say it has value because they empower. But going back to everything that you've been taught is a lie. Culture assimilation. What is it? It says an example of culture assimilation, and I wanted to go deep into this Christianity, right? But I ain't gonna have enough time. I'll do that maybe on the next lesson. It says a prominent example of culture assimilation is when so-called Native American children were forcibly placed in boarding schools by the United States government, where they were forced to abandon their language, they was forced to abandon their traditions, they was forced to abandon their cultural practices to adopt a Euro-American lifestyle. This is the culture that you have today, right? It comes with all these holidays, these celebrations, these traditions, the way you talk, where you dress, the way you think, where you go, where you don't go, what you believe, who you pray to, everything. Let me get back into this. Another example, but basically you get the point. You get the point, right? So everything that you've been taught is a lie, right? You've been manipulated in the mind and you don't know it. Hopefully this lesson was edifying. Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachat, Kodash, Shalom.